else you have to. Hello, I was just checking here. It's like this vertical stream is not working as intended. It's not really showing up as a vertical thing. Just shows up at a... Anyway. Doesn't matter. Hello. Hello, Pilgrim Glazer. So let's see. Can you hear me? Yes, you can. We have music. We need to close this. I don't know why this vertical stream is not working as last time. Yeah, by the way, that top hours thingy, it's something that I haven't had on for a long time. So I just reset it and is it top hours or yeah, there it is. Yeah, okay, yeah. So I just reset it to kind of give people a chance. Anyway, let's see. So it shows up here. Yes. Okay. Fine. Okay. So basically, hello and welcome to stream. Not a lot of people today. The funny thing is, maybe while I wait on people joining, I should maybe research this little thing because how to show viewer count. How to see viewer count, because I'm trying to use this new Melt Studio thing, and it's all good, but I cannot see it anywhere. I don't know where I should see it, which is really annoying. In Mel Studio, you can see a viewer count directly in the outputs panel, top right corner, or in the stats bar at the top of the interface while you're live. Where can I see that? Is it me being totally... So it's not here. That's the time and bitrate. That's it. This is the chat and this is the manager, and there's no freaking thing. I think they forgot it. I guess. Oh, anyway, let's see. It's just really annoying. Ensure your account are connected in file to see this message. And then they are connected. File preferences. Yes, they are connected. I'm logged in and everything. That's weird. Very odd. Okay, anyway. So, I just released this experimental version here the other day. It was like 2 days ago. And you can test it out if you want to. Just right click on Fireworks Mania in Steam, Properties, Game Version and Betas, and Experimental. And then you can try this new version out where there's a fly mode and stuff like that. In this latest version, I added a host setting to enable and disable flying because, let's be real, it can be really annoying, I guess, if everybody's just flying around. It can also be fun, but yeah. And then I added logic because there was some of you asking if we could have the jump button move you upwards. Maybe the crouch should make you downward, but I haven't done that yet. So now when you double tap the jump, you get into the fly mode, hold down the spacebar, or whatever jump button you have, and then he flies upwards. And then I made smaller objects rotate more because before it was like bigger objects were rotating a lot more than smaller ones due to how that rotation calculation was done. So that is also changed now, so they should be more equal in their rotation speed. And and then I prevent VVox from logging into single player. It was just oversight from my side. It was always logging into VVox, which doesn't really make sense when you are in a single player game. So that is not happening anymore. And then I upgraded to the latest Unity version. And then I fixed some additional errors. That this is very important for modders and yeah, basically for everybody. Because in the last version, I fixed this weird FPS drop thing, which was actually related to the game looking for changes in mod files. And that resulted in the game doing these FPS drops. Due to the way it was doing that. So that is done in another way now, and that was actually working in the editor when I was testing it, and also I think when I tested it in a build. But anyway, I made a mistake, so sometimes it could fail when you start up the game, and then you would start up getting some errors right in the beginning, and it would not detect these file changes, meaning if a mod was updated or removed or updated via the game or via you being a modder and making a new build, the game would not notice that and reload the mod, so you wouldn't see your changes. So anyway, but people, you can test this out if you want to, and I will go back and do what I was actually doing before going live, which is doing some boring stuff. I was a little in doubt if I should stream it, but now we give it a go and then just have a little cozy time here. I'm basically what have happened over the years I've building the game. I've made a lot of prefabs for UI stuff. But the problem is that because I have been, I didn't know how the UI would end up and stuff. I have tested out a lot of stuff. I have multiple of the same things. I have a weird name convention, which is not super intuitive. Like, I have containers and setting and a tab container here, and yeah, it's weird. So I'm trying to do, first of all, remove duplicates, remove the prefabs that I have two of, like a tab container shouldn't really be a new thing. I have two different now, which shouldn't happen. We should just have one tab container. or actually a UI container, really, that is, which is now this one. So I need to redo this settings tab container, because if you look in the stuff it have over here, it's pretty much the same. So I need to replace this with the use of this one, and then remove this one. So I only have one prefab, and that makes it easier to go forward. If I need to do changes, I can do it in one prefab, and then the changes will be applied to everything. For a container, it's not maybe that big of a deal, but buttons, for instance, is a big deal. So I'm trying to do a new name convention thingy where I try and do like button primary, button secondary, text button, image button, whatever. So these a few elements that is gonna be reused throughout the game, so they are kind of consistent in their look and the way they sound and works. And this comes out of the of a task of making the game easier playable with a controller. Because right now the UI is not, and really it's also benefiting people not playing with a controller, because the UI should hopefully be more streamlined to some extent. Also for text, so we have kind of the same font size for all like body text, all captions, all headers, so they are kind of the same thing. But there's a little work going into that to make that work, and that's what I'm doing now. And I know I'm a little early today in the live stream, and maybe that's why there's not a lot of people in here. Or it's not live somehow, and I'm just talking to myself. But anyway, who cares? I'm gonna do the same thing anyway. But it is kind of weird that there's no people in here. That is kind of odd. Yeah, just a second. Okay, he's back. Oh, Pyro Luca, hello. I'm back again here. I was just talking to myself about where people were, because usually there's a, I'm not a huge streamer or anything, but there used to be some people in the chat. But I'm also a little early today, so hello, Nokisoax Carmen. I'm bad at names. And hello, Pyro. So, I just talked about what I'm gonna do today. So, I can say it again maybe later. More people joining. But basically, I'm working on, basically cleaning up the project internally. So, because I have a lot of these prefabs that I've built over time, and I have a weird name conventions, and I have multiple things that basically does the same, and multiple button prefabs, and it's just a mess to find out, to figure out for myself. And also, it's difficult to maintain when there are multiple of the same thing, and it also makes the UI a little less consistent. So I want to have it simplified in the amount of prefabs, and then reuse them as much as possible to make the UI feel a little more together, basically more consistent. So and the next thing I need to look into is this settings tab container here. And then luckily I can do like this, and I can see that it's used in the UI panel settings. So that's a big prefab actually. That is the settings that are used to different places, but that's fine. But in here I can see which is a weird way of showing it. But anyway, I know it's here. I have it here. So I have all these tab containers here, and they are all this settings tab container, and that's fine. The thing is, I have another container too here. I have the menu tab container, and as you can see, they are pretty much the same. Also, if I open them, okay, this one doesn't have a scroll panel. So the main one is the more pure one, because this one have a scroll panel, and a container shouldn't, you know, the base container shouldn't have a scroll panel, and I already have a container because I already removed one of the containers. So I need to replace it with this one, because that's the new thing. Let me just check something here. So let's see, canvas, raycaster, and let me, let's compare here. So we have sitting here. I don't know why it's always world space out here. That's weird because it's not really world space, but yes, because then this default one have some callbacks, because due to UI navigation and some performance thing, I need to make all the interactable inside this one not interactable when it's hidden, and interactable when it's there. So yeah, Paralog, it's actually interesting for you guys. This doesn't mean a lot, but it should maybe mean that the UI is a bit more consistent once I'm done with this, and it should be easier for me to work with the UI. Hopefully, that's the idea at least. And sometimes you just, when you have such a long living project as I have here, you have to do this from time to time. You have to clean up. Actually, you have to clean up all the time, really. So anyway, so we want to get rid of this settings tab container, which is only used in this prefab. So that makes it pretty easy. Well, easy, but easy in the way that, so we can hide all of these. So we can basically, because in here they all have this scroll panel thingy. So I think I will, and they also have a game. Ah, damn it. Okay, but that's fair enough. Okay, fine. Okay. So I think the way I will do it, let's try and take the first one and change that. And you can say, doesn't matter, because, you know, there's a prefab here, prefab there, but adding it up, there's a lot of duplicated prefabs, which is a problem. So let's try and see if it's possible to do this. Oh, of course it's possible, but you know. So I think in this case, because it have a lot of different stuff inside of it, and it have some other script here that is needed for the settings, I'm gonna do it this way here. So I'm gonna drag this in here, and then let's see. I don't know why this is. Let's see here. That is default to that, but why is it showing up? It is kind of weird. Anyway, revert that. So they are the same. Then we drag over this scroll thing. Oh, we can't. Okay, let's do it like this. Let's then unpack, and this one is the new default here, so that's fine. And then we drop it into here, and we see it here, and that looks fine. And now this, let's rename this so it's called the same. Yep, and now we can also see it have this callback by itself, which is usable for the navigation, so that's fine. And then we need also to duplicate this one, because that's important for the settings thing. Let's just new, and we drag it up here. Boom. So, and it should point to stuff inside here. Okay, perfect. So let's not delete it first. Let's just disable it. Oops, let's disable it at first. So we can get back, and then let's go to the navigation here. So this tab here needs to be part of this subgroup, that's fine. And you can see this tab here is set to enable this container, which it shouldn't. It should take this one. So I'll contract this one over here. Boop. And then that is done. Okay. Which leads me to another thing, and that is that this is also, you can see here, we have a settings UI tab, which I would also like to not have because I already have this UI tab default. And I think these tabs should be more or less the same, but only very little variance. And really the variance should be something that is overwritten in here or changed in the scene itself. Yeah, no, cleaning up code is very important. Yeah, exactly. But most of the time I'm way too lazy. Yeah, the problem with not cleaning up as you go or taking time out to do a cleanup like this is that it will be harder and harder for you to do stuff. Oh, you need to get a haircut. Yeah, cool. Have a nice trip. I'm not so much doing haircuts. Well, I'm doing my own with a machine, and that's it. So I'm saving a lot of money on that with my haircut. Anyway, let's just test and see if it works. So it was the game tab that we made this change to. Let's see. And I basically need to go through everything and replace it and rename it and delete stuff, and yeah. So once I'm done, the UI will be a little, also as you will see in a moment when we get into it, it looks a little weird. But well, I will clean that up afterwards, and when I know how it should look, because you can see right now it looks like this, which is easier to see, and then before, you know, right now I'm navigating with the errors, but you can see something like here, for instance, this one is not very easy to see. And I actually did some stuff, so it is a little easier, but yeah. So that's what I'm working on. See, and now the navigation here is weird. Okay, let's start. Oh, damn it, I forgot to see. Should I look at the settings in there? Oh, no. Okay. But right now, the focus is not on the navigation. It's on cleaning up first. But this is the tab view that we just changed, and it seems to be working fine. So that's good. Yep. Perfect. And let's see in the menu. Okay, so the way I'm doing it here actually works, so that's fine. Perfect. Then I can just continue and do the same with the rest of it. That should be fairly easy. Tooltip trigger, what's it? Tooltip name. Okay. That's another issue, but that was due to something I cleaned up yesterday. Let me just check something quickly here. Where is everybody? That's weird. Maybe I was a little too early. What? Hot list. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, there's something here. Mod selection item. Mod selection. Okay. Selection control. Where is it? Where is it? Der. Okay. Get. Okay, Okay. We'll take that afterwards. These warnings will keep showing up, so I will see it in later on. We'll fix it there. It's no problem. Let me go back to this panel here, and let's continue. Got a little sidetracked there. Okay. So that was this one, and then we can go in here, and I can do like this, and we can take display thing here, boom, and then we can unpack this. Normally you can also right click and then do replace with overrides, but that doesn't work when the other prefab have a totally different structure with this scroll view thingy is missing in that one. Then the scroll view will be gone. We cannot have that. We don't want that. There's a new one. And then we take this up to the top, and then we revert this so we get it in the middle here. Boop. No. Perfect. I don't know why these objects should be hidden. Let's try not to do that. just like this, and display here needs to go and take this one. Boom. And then we just do the same again. Oops. Top house. Need to see some. Weird way of doing it. Okay, that was the display. And then we take this one. And then we cannot do that. We have to unpack it, and then we take this up here, and then we take this one, and then we up here. Yep. Delete that audio, and then we drag down this container here, and then we take another one, controls, and then we unpack it so we can move up this scroll view we need in this tab container, and then we can take this one, copy this component, and put it up here so the reference stays intact. Oops, it's very important. Don't want to drag all that in again. And here we go. So this one, and then we need to didn't I just do that? Yeah, okay, that was the other one maybe. So this one, revert, boom. So new tab and old tab container, perfect. And then we go to controls, and then we drag this one here, boom. And then we need to do the graphics one. Just a second. Hello, Wilder Fox. Are you still here? I don't know where everybody is today. It's so weird. I usually have not a lot more viewers, but at least, 10, 15 or something like that on YouTube. But I'm too early today, I guess. I was also an hour earlier than I used to, so that makes sense. Anyway, all good, don't rush, no problem. I just got a Dr. Pepper I'm gonna consume. I'm fine, hello. So are you new here, or did you just find the stream, or have you been here before? The name is kind of, it says me something, but then again not. Because usually there's not a lot of viewers on Twitch, actually. Do you know the King of Gold single shot? No. I personally don't know much about fireworks, to be honest, in real life. So I don't know all these names. I know some of them from the game, but all of these are modded stuff. So I don't I can't remember everything. So but the name kind of says me something. But they are all called something with king and gold, and so it's pretty common, I guess. So let's unpack this one. By the way, what I'm doing here is I'm doing some UI cleanup internally, which should make it easier for me to maintain and develop the UI, but also make a more, in the end, hopefully, make a more consistent UI for you guys in the game. But let's see. Now I need to clean up first, because I have multiple of the same things, multiple of the same button and same controls, and that's super confusing. So let me just see here. So this is all good. This is all good. Why is this kind of one normal tangent? Why is this one saying shader channel normal and channel most often use no? But why don't I get it on this one? What? No. Okay, is me who's blind? What's the difference here? See. Okay, so this one. Inherit, chart. One, no attention. Interactable? No, that's not. Why? Select show. No. Why is this one shown here? Isn't that weird? Now, anyway, so that should also be fine. Let's close this one, and then why am I getting this one? It's on everything, but it's not on the what? Okay, graphics and this one. So right now I'm actually just trying to get rid of this settings tab container control, because I have another UI container default control here, and I want to use that instead of having this one. But I don't understand why I get this warning here, because you see, this is the old one and this is the new one. What is the difference? Nothing, other than it not being activated, but that's not the problem. What? Canvas, inherit, blah, blah, blah. Luckily, not luckily, but unluckily, I have no idea what these things are doing. So anyway, so no, I made it myself. It's not real. Ah, okay. Remember, if you need to under your modding video for help with the effect. I can't remember. It's also hard because people, of course, a lot of people write to me, so I can't remember everybody, but also people have different names on Discord, Twitch, and YouTube, so it's impossible for me to figure out. And was here before, so that's why you can't recognize. Yeah, exactly. The name said something. Now I'm opening my Dr. Pepper. It is weird where everybody is today. By the way, the stream on Twitch is running fine, right? There's no way it's not chopping up or anything. I'm playing Effect for almost a month now. I'm still not that good. No, but you know, just keep trying it. That's the only way to learn. The only way to learn how to master these effects is to continue trying. Change stuff, see what it does, do another effect, do another effect. That's the only way. And basically, that's the only way to learn everything, basically. So let me just do this last one here, which is not actually gonna be used, but it's not used right now at least, but I'm gonna take it in here anyway. It didn't have any special stuff, so that's fine. And then we have to do like this. Actually have any content? Ah, debug panel thingy. Okay, anyway. So we just unpack that and then we take it in here and then we do this. I don't know why it's putting it like that. So like this, and then we delete this old one, and then we go up here, and then even though it's not used right now, we do like this, and then we hide it because we're not going to use it anymore. But anyway, so now this should be hooked up. So let's see if now I will go in and see if everything is working. Perfect. Okay, fine. So that means that hopefully this one is not referenced anywhere now. You see, settings tab container is not referenced anywhere. So now we can actually delete that, and that's good because the more we can delete, the easier it will be to maintain, because there's no reason to have multiple of the same thing, basically. Better with effects than Blender though. Yeah, I know. Bradley Johnson TV, hello. Oh, I just noticed I have this one. Let's move down. Hello and welcome. So let's see here. So settings here, boop boop. Works. This one looks weird. Controls is off. And display is also off. I most likely forgot. So controls and display. And I guess it's just because I forgot to reset the no, it's not. What? Where is it? Why is it? What? Please fix yourself. Okay. So let's see. So display, it's up here. Why? Oh, it's maybe. Okay. My mistake. And let's see here. That's okay. I don't know why it's moving it like that. Shouldn't. And this one, and this one, and this one. Okay, everything is good. So why is That's also weird. Why is this lit up? This is not. Anyway. Oh, so that was because it's actually set to 0. Ah, okay. So let's invert it here so they're all the same. And then we can just revert and boom, everything. Also this one, which is over. Okay. Cool. So let's see here. Tap, 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 tap. Okay. Let's try again. Boom. I'm failing on subscribe from every mod. No to mankind. I forgot how fast the game loads when you don't have no mods. So you're failing on subscribing from every... okay, so... Or unsubscribing. Or... Sometimes I've seen, if you have a lot of mods, I actually seen... I also had it myself that it will fail for... it will try and unsubscribe for a lot of mods, and it will be too many requests, so it can't do it in one go. And therefore it will do it over time. I think when you exit and go into the game again, it will slowly unsubscribe from everything. I also soon plan to, also as part of this UI thing, upgrade thing, I also think that I will upgrade to the new Mod.io workshop UI, because this one is super old and the first version of their SDK. They have a completely new one, which first of all looks different, but it also works different, and underneath there's a lot of changes and optimization to the code, as far as I understand. So I'm actually looking forward to that, because I guess we can, some of this hanging here, in when it's hanging here, it loading all the mods and stuff like that, I think I can fix that actually. But before I start to do that upgrade, that's also why I want to clean up, so I have a more clean base to work from. But anyway, that doesn't help you right now. But I think the unsubscribe, I think you can unsubscribe, and then you should just let it unsubscribe, exit the game, wait a little, and go in again, and it will do it eventually. Anyway, let's see here. So perfect. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, that's fine, and that's fine. Let's see, it works. Boom, boom. Okay, we cannot say change this here. Motion blur, blah blah blah. Okay, good. Perfect. And let's just check that it also works in game. I should also really unsubscribe from everything, because it lags and takes a long time to load in here every time, which is stupid when I'm just retesting. Yep. All good. Perfect. This is actually what I talked about before. If you're still here, Winter or Luca, you can see right now it looks weird here. But that's because I'm trying to use this. Right now I'm using the same tab, because these are tabs and these are tabs. Yes, one of them vertical, the other one is horizontal, but they are all tabs, and right now they look like this. I will change that so they look a little different, because there's a difference here, but underneath it should be the same. It should just maybe not have a background color or something like that here. But right now I just want to have them use all the same, and then I do minor tweaks to make these look a little different, or maybe have them look the same. I don't know. I have to figure that one out. But anyway, so yes, okay, so that works. So that means that we can actually now go in and do a delete. Woohoo! So things tab is not used anymore. Let's delete it. Boom. And then we can check that in. And then I can see I need to merge in some stuff because we are missing. How do you make a paper from off the cake so you can see the tubes? So just let me just a second. Let me just quickly this in here. And let me quickly just do something else too. I need to update from main. And get rename. Okay, perfect. In a cake, for instance, there is an event, so you can. Let me show you here. So Bradley, you like the UI as it is in game now. It's also, I'm not gonna change the UI a lot. It's not like I might rearrange some stuff, but what I want is to have it more what is called more consistent throughout the game. And then I want to add controller support, which needs to have some different UI stuff so you can see what you selected and stuff like that. But when does see here? If we take the cake template here, then in the where is it? Is it in the fuse, I think, which is actually a little whack, but yes, you can see here. So if you go to the fuse, you can hook up some events here. So like on the fuse completed, so that when the fuse is completed, that means when the cake starts. If you add an event here, and then you need to have your model for the cake needs to be either two objects, but you can see right now it's just one. We can just see here. So let's say this one had a lid. Let's do a quick, just to quickly show you how. You wouldn't do it in here, of course, but you would do it in Blender. Oops. Where? Come on. Here it is. There. You would do it in Blender. Why is it not this one? So do something like this. So let's just pretend this is the. So let's pretend this is the lid, right? So you model something in Blender. So this is the lid of the cake, and you would have the cake model here, and then a object underneath it or next to it. Doesn't really matter. But what you would do then is that you would go to the fuse, hook up a fuse completed, and then drag in this one. And then you can, for instance, go in and say game object is active, and then have it not checked, like this. So that means when the fuse is completed, this object, it will go to the game object on that and set the active to false, which essentially will mean that it will be disabled like this. So it will be gone. So this is the way you can do it. Did it make sense? Because I'm working on a cake mod right now, and it looks really basic, made when the texture just stays as it. Yeah. But you can do it as I just showed here. You can have this little layer on top of it, and then, but be sure to combine everything so you don't have. If you want to have tubes inside, don't have. Well, when you model it, you can have it as separate objects, but combine them to one mesh before you export it. Because then it's easier for the game to render. If it's individual tubes, it will be harder for the machine to render. So make sure it's one model, and then the lid be another model or a model underneath it, because that needs to be separate, else you cannot hide it. I think I might have a problem. Anytime I go into your game, I always run to the gas station just to blow it up. Yeah, it can happen to the best of us. So, just need to check something. I just quickly need to check something because I don't understand this freaking vertical stream thingy. Okay, now it shows up correctly. Okay, it just takes a while. Okay. It was just when I checked it earlier, the vertical stream, because I'm streaming both vertical and horizontal, and it was not showing up like this. You know, you want it to show up so you can do this hard thing and whatever. All that hard whatever thing. And the chat down here and stuff like that. But previously it was just showing up as a just a vertical video and not a live stream like that. So, but now it seems to be working. So that's good. Cool. Can I? And okay, like that. Okay. So that's meta. Me pointing to myself, pointing to myself, pointing to myself. That is pretty crazy. Anyway, it works. Let me just go out here. I really need to learn how to make a mod for your game before I can have my own custom fireworks, but I'm just too lazy to learn. Yeah, well, you shouldn't see it as learning, really. You should if you have the right mindset, you will more see it like playing, really, and you will play your way through it. You will have a lot of issues, but you will also have a lot of when you overcome these issues and fix things. That's very giving or very motivating when you fix a thing and then move on to the next step. But of course, in the beginning, it feels a lot uphill, like a lot uphill, and a lot of, you know, setbacks. Yeah, exactly as Winter says there. It is basically, it is a different way of playing the game, really. Making stuff to it. And it's not really that hard, and you don't need to code anything. And you can, maybe I should have a little command for that, because I have made a command for support here. So you get that. Maybe we should have a, so maybe we should have, let's see here, fireworks, Mania mod tools. Yeah. Okay, maybe we should actually go to the, here we should go to the, okay, hello, playlists, modding, oops, okay, here we go, modding, and then we have the, okay, like that. So let's do a little, not chat box, because it might be good to have that one. What should we call that? Modding or something like that. Get started modding for Fireworks Mania. And then we can, do we have this little arrow or pointer or no? Okay, let's just do like this. And then let's say, don't we have, we just do like this. Okay, come on, like that. Boom. Okay, so now we have a modding too. So now we can do like this modding, maybe. And there you go. So these will take you through how to get started, basically. Hello, Soak. Yeah, exactly. Just started with modding. let me just do something like this so we can see here. So just started with modding and gradually add more features over time. Exactly. And that's the way to go. That's the way to do it. Just start with the templates and then tweak them, change a little, over and over again. That's basically how you do it. So just making it more and more advanced, basically. I would struggle with is custom scripting. Yeah, but custom scripting, you don't have to do... Actually, ideally, you shouldn't do any custom scripting. You should just use the components in the game. And that's what like 95% of modders do. It's only Gonarco, Panini, and a few others that do custom scripting and do custom mods that does, you know, other things than fireworks. But for fireworks, you can do almost all Amnesty stuff, which, you know, there's a lot of, is just the base stuff. I say just, he's just using component, but what he is doing is he is good at using the particle system, finding good sounds, and having great models and labels. That's where he stands out. But he's using the standard tools. Maybe he have some few editor tools that he got from Panini to help him out with some stuff, but the fireworks itself is done with the built-in stuff. So and it's also better, you know, going if you use the built-in stuff, you're also more safe, because I really try to avoid breaking these things when I'm updating the game and the mod tools. Where the ones doing custom code, it can easily break when I do something in the game. Whereas the standard component, I can change to a certain level, and your mod will just use my new version when it's loaded into the game, if that makes sense. So yeah, I really need to fix this little thing here. Okay, anyway, so let me just quickly, I want to fix this thing because it's so annoying. I get this warning every time, something with the tooltip, and if I get too far away from it, I forget it. Even though it's saying it all the time, so I'm not fully forgetting it, but anyway. But how to get the cake box empty for the tubes, but still with a ground? Empty for the tubes. Ah, okay, yeah, how you hollow it out in Blender. There's various ways to do that. I would most likely do what the most optimal way is, actually, to be honest, but let's see here. I can show it. But you can Google that. It's just, I would just insert it and then do kind of a, yeah, I'll show you if I can remember. I'm not I'm not big on the Blender stuff too either. Okay, so this one here, what is wrong here? I don't want to see that. Tooltip name mod, and I know this is one of the ones I've renamed, because now it's not called mod details tooltip, it's called this one. So I need to find out where is this name wrong. Tooltip. Okay. So it's the okay. So it's the settings. Okay, relax. Settings mod. Okay. Stop. Which is also a weird one, actually. So here we need to pick this one, I think. Yes. Let's see if that's fine. Okay, so again, I'm not huge in this one. Okay, so this is your cake, right? So you go into, you hit tab to get into the edit mode, and then 2 to get into surface mode, 3 to get into surface mode. So now I'm selecting this surface up here, and then I think you can do insert on I, so it inserts kind of a new whatever here, I don't know. So you can do kind of make it like so, and then you can grab it by G and then hit C, grab it and C to do it up and down, and then you can take it down here. And it might be easier if you press 1 and see it from the side, and then you hit Shift C so you can see it from this side, and then you can easily just take it down like this, for instance. Okay, that's not what I want to do. Oh, okay. So you saw a problem there. If you notice, and I grab it and see, it's dragging down. You see, this looks, well, you can do it like this, you know. Yeah, you could do like this, but I would instead, I would hit E to extrude, and then G, C to move it down. And we can go here and see here, G, C, like this. And now you have a cube, right? Or you have a hollow cube. And to have a lid, you could maybe, yeah, I don't know actually how to do that. I would maybe, this is a, so I think you can duplicate this by Shift D and then right click and G down, so here. So now I've duplicated that, let me see here. So now I have a duplicate of this face here. So I can just take that one down here. And I can split, no, not split, split us from connected. Yeah, I think we can do like this. Nope, that was not it. Separate selection. Boom. So now it's a different thing. You can see now I have the lid here, and I have the box, whatever, cube box thingy, and we delete this. Delete camera, light, blah, blah, blah. So we have the box here, which is this one, and then we have the lid here, which is another object. And this is, you can have it like this. I think you can maybe also have it underneath. I don't know. You can just have it like this. That's fine, next to each other. So now you have a lid separated from the box. So now you can remove this in the game as I showed you before. So now you have a lid that you can remove. And then of course you put some cylinders in here. And then once you have done that, you select all of them in object mode. I'm hitting tab here to go between object, and if I could hit the button to go between object and edit mode, hitting tab. And then in object mode you have to select these cylinders, and then you can select all of them and then right click and then say okay, I have to select 2. So after selected these 2, you can join them, and then they will be joined. You see now I have 2 boxes here, a box and a lid, and then if I join them, it becomes one object. And that's what you want, not for the lid of course, but for these tubes that you have inside. Hello, Keltosar. Yeah, I thought I was a little too early. I was starting at 3 o'clock and there was like nobody in here for the first hour. Only Winter and Pyro has been here, and then Bradley there. And Soak 22. So yeah, I was just showing some Blender tricks because I'm not good at Blender. Well, so what I'm working on now is actually cleaning up, doing some housekeeping on the UI prefabs. Just a second. So the thing is, as you know, the game has been evolving. Yeah, anyway, Winter, so you can just rewind back in this live stream and then rewatch what I just did there if you want to see it again later. But anyway, so something that's been bugging me for a long time, it's an internal thing, but it's also something that you guys will benefit from, hopefully, because I hope this should make the UI a little more consistent. Because as I've developed the game over the last 5, 6, 7 years or whatever, I have a weird name. I've changed name conventions from time to time, and I have multiple. These are all prefabs. All the stuff you see out here is all prefabs for UI stuff. So like a button for, okay, the settings is pretty good actually, but so we have a menu button and an inventory. Okay, these are actually fairly okay, but for instance, I have multiple drop-down controls and multiple scroll view controls and containers and UI tabs, and I have multiple of them that was more or less the same, but they are different base. They have different prefabs. So it's very confusing to use, and it's very confusing to maintain and reuse when you are building some new UI. And also things can look a little different because one of them had a little change and another had another change. So yeah, especially with buttons and stuff like that. So that's why I'm cleaning that up. And the way I'm cleaning it up is basically just moving all the new stuff. I moved down here to this version 2. I will remove this version 2 thing once I'm done, but it's just to separate things right now. So you can see I have a more consistent way of naming stuff. At least I'm trying here. So that's basically what I'm doing, and then I'm finding out, okay, this menu tab container, where is that used in the project, and then I'm looking here, say, okay, that's used in here, and then I'm replacing that with the new default UI container, which is, as you can see over here, they are actually more or less the same. You know, there's not much difference. So it doesn't make sense that this one have another prefab on its own because it's the same. So it just adds a lot of noise to the different prefabs when I'm building UI, having multiple of the same things with different prefabs, basically. So that was the short version. But right now I'm just fixing because I renamed some tooltip for the mod detail when you hover over here. So that was not working before, and hopefully it is now. Yes, I was just, okay, perfect. So that was fixed now. Cool, okay. Still have this one, but that's another problem. Okay, cool. Just want to check that in. So that's basically what I'm doing. Some housekeeping for this stuff. Have to do it from time to time. See, pop-ups. Okay. Let's take these first. Yeah, I didn't expect a stream before 4 p.m. No, exactly. But today I had the time. But I was apparently too early. People were not ready for it. Simply, they were. It was too much of a surprise. People are just joining in now, I guess, after an hour or something like that. So, but anyway, you guys are here now. Okay, so let's see. Menu tab here. So essential. So that is the scene we have open here. Let's see where is it used. Okay, so that is this one. So it's all the inventory tabs. Okay, so it's all of these tabs here. And they have inventory root. They have different things inside, but that's fine. And this one is, so maybe we can actually, maybe they are easier to switch out this time. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, and also as I mentioned before, so just do a thing. I should maybe, can I do, let me just do this. Just want to see, can I do this? Come on. What? Oh, okay. Let me just say this one here. What? Okay, that's very annoying. Why can't I? Okay, heroes. Nope. Can I do like this? Yes. Nope. Just wanted to ping this. Boom. That. Yes. Okay. Anyway. So this time I think maybe I can do it easier because I need to replace this one. So let's see here. So let's hide this one and we have this inventory here. So if we are logging, I can right click here and we can say replace and keep overrides. And then I find the UI container, the new default one. So that is this one. So it should just override it. Yes, sirs. And everything seems to be fine. I still don't know why it's doing that. That's weird, but anyway. Okay. Yes, okay, so that's fine. Let's see if it actually works. Need to call it inventory. I should have saved the name, so that's fine. Let's just try with everything here because so we do like this here and override and UI container. And this is doable because they don't have any special child in this one here. This firing system one is a little weird because it's actually in another branch. But let's do it like this anyway. Oops. Container. There you go. Oh. And this one. Do like this. Override UI container. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. It's annoying that it's renaming it. That's very annoying actually. So let's see over here. UI container. This one. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. So now all of these, as we can see here, are also using this prefab here. So now we just have to upgrade these. So because this one, okay, it's still pointing correctly. So that's also still working because, that's because we just changed it. Okay, cool. So let's see if we now do a final project. We still see that. Maybe that's because, oh, damn it. It's most likely because it's still used. No, it's not. Okay. What about here? See, that's a view, that's a different thing, which is also weird. And we're not actually using that anyway, so. And that is this one, and this is also gonna change to a container. And this we're also gonna change to a container. Okay, so this is not actually used anymore, even though Unity still thinks it is. See, it still says it's used in here. Okay, but let's try and start it and let's check that it's actually working. So what we fixed here is the inventory. In game when you hit any tab, that's where it's just changes, and we need to see if it still works. By the way, it should. Yeah, I put the chat down there because I was anyway having, I'm using this new Melt Studio thing. And in that I cannot do that scrolling text I used to have in OBS. So so what I could do is they have the cool thing about Melt Studio is that you don't need any plugins. It's just everything is just out of the box. So I could put this one in. It's just a chat sideways thing where I just set it up so that it goes that way. So I was just thinking I could use that space for this anyway instead of having it up here. I also have it up here if we want to. Oh, apparently not. Why is it not? Come on. Wait, did it just crash there? Just a second. Okay, and it's back. Yeah, so I was just thinking that I could utilize that space down there. Let me go back here. I don't know why it's not working right now. I should be able to show. Okay, here it is. So you can see now up here, I have, let me just move it over here. So you can see here, I have this, the chat here too, but it takes up on the screen. So I was just like removing that. So, but it's a little cleaner than OBS, maybe. Is it performing as well? In some cases, yeah, maybe, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It's a little easier to do two streams. I'm streaming both horizontal or vertical and horizontal. And that also have that chat here in the middle. So anyway, I'm trying it out. But what I haven't actually seen happening since I've only streamed 2 times, I think, with this. Is that I haven't seen any follower or subscribers coming along while this is going on. Can you, Winterfox, can you, if you're still here, how to duplicate something in Blender? You select it and then Shift D. Winter, can you try and unfollow me on Twitch maybe? Then wait a minute and then follow again. I just want to see if this pop-up and notification thing works. Because I have tested it, but I haven't actually seen it working. I think if you just unfollow and just wait a moment and then follow again, I think it will see it as a new follow. Yeah, cool, thank you. Meanwhile, so again, don't be too scared here, Keluzar, because the UI is looking a little weird now because I'm doing what I'm doing right now. But what we see here is that it's actually working. So that's good. That's good. Yeah, also I can show these with just some fun stuff I was playing around with in a mod. I haven't released it. It's a long time since I started it, but it's kind of funny. So yeah, I don't know actually if it's enough. It should be able to blow this up. But the problem with if they have a custom script, so as soon as they collide with something, they explode. So if they collide with each other, it's just gonna be crazy right away. See. Anyway, it's working. Yeah, I could add it. The reason I haven't released it actually because I haven't released that mod is because I was not too happy with the, and now I lost the mouse in here. Perfect. I was not too happy with the, oh my freaking god. Let's try and see if we can start the game again. Let's see if I get it back. No, I wasn't too happy with them, but the explosion was actually, is okay, kind of cartoonish, but the sound is not good. Okay, so we followed again and nothing happened. Let's see if I can see it and if I open OBS here. Oh, damn it, let's not hope the camera goes bonanza now. Oh, maybe I can just see it in the... Oh, damn it. Oh, damn it. Oh, damn it. Oh, now I'm black and white. Let's see if I can reload it. Oh! Nope. Oh, damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Oh, whew. And we're back. Woo, 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 woo. Let's see. Can get to here. Okay. Yes, you have a hollow box now. Cool. Very good. Very good. Let me just see if I can see it here. Or maybe I can replay it. Ah, okay, here. Okay, you can see here, it doesn't see you as a new following, apparently. But I can replay it from here, so let's see if... okay, cool, it works. Okay, but it's still not showing up in this one up here. That's weird. But maybe it only shows up if it's a real follow. Anyway, doesn't matter. Anyway, also a little, I just released a new version to the experimental, 26 3.3, and I've added a host setting just to make a little ad for that version if you want to try it out. I made a host setting so you can disable and enable the fly mode. I also changed the logic so when you hold down the jump button, he flies up. Small objects are now rotated more when thrown. They were kind of not rotating that much before. And I prevent VVox from logging into single player. It was logging into VVox in a single player game, which doesn't make sense. And I upgraded Unity, and I fixed the error that was happening in the beginning of the game where it lost the ability to monitor the mod folders for updates. So that's also been fixed. Anyway, so the tab thing was actually working. Let me just check one more thing here. Let me just gonna test with the controller, just because we have the upcoming Steam machine and also the Steam Deck. And also a lot of people play with controller on a PC. So we can go in here. Maybe how can I do it so we can see it? Can I do like that's fine. Do like this. So I should be able to see here. And I can switch here. That's also working. It's not looking super good with these buttons because they are gray and yeah, it's all a mess. But when I have cleaned up what I'm cleaning up right now, I can then go in and then easier make a more consistent look of things. That's at least the plan. So like, you know, buttons and stuff behave the same when they're selected and have the same sound and stuff like that. Okay, so that works well. did we fix that? We fixed the setting container. Okay, so like that. Okay, boom. Okay. Oh, so that was the. Let's see if it's updated now. Yes. No. It still thinks it's what? No. What? No. Did I just... Oh, damn it. Okay, wait a second. I thought I checked it in. I thought I was checking it in, but then I undid what I just did. So that change we just did, I just freaking discard that change. But fear not. Just 1 second. Okay, we have one way of coming back here. I think, let me see here. Let me see, just a second. Here, I think we can restore this one. Restore here. Replace, yes. That was me being too fast. Damn it. Okay, so let's do this again. So it still think it's used in the map essentials. I have a hard time seeing where. I think it's some... I just think it's the searching that is not actually updated. Because if we go in here, in the inventory, we should see that it's now fixed. Because now we can see, yes. Now it's actually using the right one. Woo! Good Lord for the recycle bin. Not that it was too big of a change, but I didn't want to do it again, really. Okay, so now these are all using this new default one, so that's cool. Okay, cool. So now I'm actually gonna check it in, please. Please. And we can also delete this one. So we can delete the tab container, boom. And there we go. And then we replaced and deleted menu tab container prefab, boom. Coolio. Is it planned for Virus Mania to come out on console? Well, at some point I want to do it. That's also why the controller thing might make sense to have in place. But I don't know if it's possible and if it's doable and stuff like that. So don't get your hopes up. But I want to look into it at some point, for sure. Let's see here. Okay, so the next one. Let's see here. Okay, so this one is used pretty many places. And what is it containing? Okay, luckily it's very simple. So it's a view. What's the difference between a view and a container, actually? Other than it's called a container. Let me just go that because I'm using Doocy UI container versus UI view. Sadly, sadly, I'm using this Doocy UI system, which is actually really cool UI system for Unity. Sadly, it's been abandoned. They couldn't make enough money to sustain it. The guys who made it, but so that's very sad. So it's kind of abandoned and it's not updated. So my next game will not depend on this, sadly, but it just have so many really cool features, and once you understand how it works, it's actually pretty cool and easy to work with. But right now I just want to figure out what is the difference between a U and a container.
Hi, in this system, you go to the hierarchy, right click. Of course, if a master canvas does not exist.
Or maybe I can, sometimes I can click here. Or is it gone too? Because their entire site was taken down and all the videos were gone, but then luckily they put it back up. Just left it as is. But yeah, okay, it's not loading. Damn it.
One will be created as well as its parent. For this particular example, I'm gonna set the canvas to screen space camera as a container that can hold buttons, toggles, images, and whatever you want to put inside of it. Layouts and so on. Scroll views that you can animate in and out of view, so you can show and you can hide. Here you have some buttons. This is for the settings tab in the control panel for the UI view, and these are default settings that not all of them, but yeah, and scrap like every.
But what is the difference between a UI view and a UI container? No, it's still no. So settings wise, it's very much the same. Okay, the container have a auto select. It's annoying, it's not loading. And the reason I'm asking myself this question now is because I was just seeing that this menu content view was used a lot of places. And it was a view and not a container. So I need to figure out which one I actually want. Okay, so the view have, yeah, okay, the view is a part of this, okay. 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 So the view is a part of the nodey thingy. Okay, so the view can be part of this category and name, and the Doozy system uses that for navigation and UI, like, you know, where is that? Okay, I cannot remember, but no, it's here. So here we have a flow here. Nodey. So as I remember, all of these nodes you see here are not all of them, but so this is how Doozy do navigation. So you come in from the start here and get to the gameplay UI, and I'm pretty sure this is a view. I'm pretty sure there is a view in, so the gameplay view. No, wait a second. No, this is just a node. That's the UI node. But in here, we can show and hide stuff. So, for instance, when we wanna show the tools menu, we navigate, we send a signal called UI show. No, I'm actually explaining it, but I'm explaining to myself. So, because you don't have to know this, not for modding or not for anything, but I'm just saying it. So we send this off and it plays a sound and it opens the tools menu. And this one, and here it comes. So when this node is being selected, so when entering this node, it will show the view in the category Game UI and the name Tool Menu. And that is the view that is right here. It's called, this is the view with the radial selection thing. And it's in the category Game UI and name Tool Menu. And that's how the system knows that this one should be shown when we get into that. Okay, so that's the view. So in many cases, we most likely don't need a view for that. So that must be the difference between a U and a UI, as a UI view and a UI container. And the container is just a container. The view is a specific thing that needs to be shown in some way, in some cases. So this one we have to be a little more careful with what. So what if we can also in hierarchy. Yeah, okay. So we have. So these are the views here. Okay. So it's used 3 places in this scene here: the respawn, exit, and tips. But they don't have to be views, because most likely, yeah, they have none. This one didn't have one, but it's not used in this. Okay. Yeah, okay. See, that's that's the stuff that happens when you build a game over such a long period of time, and well, not necessarily a long period of time, but you learn as you go, right? You learn as long as you develop. So I also know more about this Juicy UI system, and I can see something is not right here, because these don't need to be views. They could just be containers, really, because they are basically just tab containers. And this one is also a view, which it doesn't have to be. Yeah. Okay, so I need to clean some of this up. But one thing at a time. So first of all, this one. What is that? Is this shortcut thingy, or what is that? Why is it? Okay. Yeah, okay. We don't need these tips anymore, so that one can just go away. We have that in the controls now. There's no reason to have that, so that can go away. Then we have the settings here, where it shouldn't be a view, because we are using it as not as a view, but as a UI container. We can clean that up later. Is it is it possible to mark one cylinder and make all the other line up exactly like the marked cylinder? Well, I guess so, but I don't know anything about Blender, to be honest. So I have all these tricks to align and make stuff, show up correctly. I don't know, but I know that if you have one aligned, if you have one set at a certain angle, if you have that one and you select that, then if you press Shift D, it makes a duplicate of that mesh. And then if you press G to grab, and then whatever axis you want to move it in, like X for instance, or C or Y, then it will move it only in that axis. So that way you can stay in the same axis as the one you're copying, and then moving And then duplicate moving, if you want to do it like that. And then at the end, you can combine stuff if it's not already one. Okay, so this one needs to be, it's actually a view, but it's hooked up to these navigation buttons. And these also need to be, and these tips can go away. Okay. Actually it's UI, not UI panel, it's actually UI container. Okay, anyway, so this one is the main view. Can we just, let's see here, we haven't done anything. Okay, so that's good. So can we just do like, okay, maybe we just here and keep overrides and then UI container. And then we do like that. Boom. Can we do like that? I guess so. And the same goes for this one. And then we're not calling it a view, we are calling it override and then UI containers. Boom. And this one, exit. And the back thing, what is that? Back view? Huh? Ah, that's the back button up there. We are not using that anymore. Because we are just... No, that's not used at all. And what is that? That's just a button. We're not using that back button here. Move that. Okay, got it now. Works pretty well. It's fun. Yeah, cool. And as I said, it's just a matter of playing with it and testing things out, and then you learn. It's better and better. Okay, I see your name is not super easy to read in this chat in the bottom there. Platform color. Maybe we should do like this. It's really hard to read. Maybe we should just go with this. Don't you agree? This one is a little hard to read, right? Take the platform color. That's better. Let's see if it works now. Okay. I just need to go in and remove that that Streamlabs thing. Doesn't need to show up there. Again, this is totally loyalty. So we can go in and we can say Streamlabs 0.0 watch time 0. What if we delete it actually? Anyway. So now it's out. Anyway. Okay, so this should actually now be called, we could call it UI container actually. Oh. Okay, if I could container like that. Okay, So like that, and then we have this one pointing to this one, and respawn pointing to is not pointing to anything. It needs to point to, yes, needs to point to this one, and exit needs to, oops, and exit needs to point to this one. Respawn and settings, boom. Okay. Okay, cool. So that should also work. And then we got rid of the usage of this one in this scene, and then we have to go with the other scene and see how that works. Okay, so that's fine. And actually I really would like to change this too, because it should not be a view, it should be a container. It's from back in the days when I did it in another way, really. Okay, but anyway, let's check that this one is working. And then we got rid of the menu content view from the map essential scene. That would be nice. Looks really good. I never made something look this good in Blender. You can see getting better. And then the next time you make something that looks even better. And that's the way to do it. So looking forward to see that. Okay, let's see. Should I add the cylinders to the tube, like join or something like that? Yeah, once you've made all these things, if they are made as separate object, separate things in the hierarchy to the right, you should go to the object mode and then select all of these, and then I think you should select the box last, the actual case, and then you right click on the box and then say join, and then I think it will take all these cylinders and make it part of the box thing, so it's then one object, one mesh basically. Would be nice to see the full thumbnail of the map as well, so it's not cut anymore. You mean in the menu selection, right? When you select the map. Yeah, I will change that so we get a 16:9 aspect ratio image, because then it matches what is on Mod.io. But I want to change actually I want to change the menu a little. The main menu. I think I will go with top menu and then sub bars below. But yeah, you will see. It will basically be the same. It will just be some of the buttons will be in a different place, but it will give us more space in the width. Yeah, originally I picked this style of menu as we have now because we have more width than we have height, but I still think we would like the width now actually to show more of the mod when I update the workshop SDK to the new one, to have a better view, more space to watch stuff, and the same for the selecting of the maps. Then we could have the maps, instead of having a list of maps, we could, when we have 16:9 images, we could maybe have 2x2. So the list will be 2 maps next to each other in a list or something like that. We could also just have it one list, that's fine, but it will be 16:9 so they fit, so that your pictures or your thumbnails that you made that works on Mod.io should of course look good in the game too. So I will change that, but I'm gonna clean it up first, and then also because you can see here in the tab here, this looks like crap, to be honest. This shouldn't be gray in the background, and this should not be, maybe it should, but it should be more, at least this one looks fine, that's okay, but these shouldn't be gray in the background here and stuff like that. But I'm gonna align the UI once I have replaced all these prefabs, because that's one of the problems with having it as it is now, where I have multiple prefabs that that is the base for a few controls. So some buttons uses this base one and some buttons uses this base one. So it's hard to kind of align stuff easily by just changing a few prefabs and say, okay, when it's selected, it needs to have this effect. And then that applies to all that kind of buttons. So anyway, what were we testing now? We were testing the main menu. So we need to go out of this and then go in here. And we see here, and we respawn. Yes, settings, perfect. And I also think I'm gonna remove this actually because I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't need to be here. It will also be different. But anyway, exit. We want to exit. Yes, perfect. So it works. Nice. So we got the menu view content or whatever it's called out now. Away. Would be nice to see from. Do you already have a timeline for the mod iOS SDK update? I don't have a specific time, but it will be soon actually. It won't be that much in the future because I'm also starting to see some problem with I think they are they're starting to be problems with the current one we have. So I have to upgrade. And I hope there's multiple benefits with it. I actually think it will. Right now, I'm working in parallel of different things. I'm working on the firing system, and I'm working on this updating the UI and controller support, and I'm also fixing bugs in the main version, upgrading that, optimizing that. So I'm working a little on different things in parallel. But I think actually after I update the UI here, made this cleanup thing that I'm doing now, and then kind of aligned the UI, to make it look decent. Then I will continue with the controller support, which I think will be famous last words, but I think I'm also almost there soon with a lot of it actually, because now I know how it works a little better. That's also why I started with it, because I had no idea how to work with the controller support and how to navigate a UI controller, which turns out to be not super simple. And the way the UI was made it completely insane. So now it's I know more and it's easier for me to do. But after that, I think actually I will give that upgrade of the SDK a go, because we need it, and then we can also, because I don't wanna make this one navigatable with the controller, because we're gonna throw it out anyway. So I might as well just upgrade and then have it work with that. Another thing is that upgrading the SDK will make some changes to the internal code stuff too. How we load mods, so that will be a bigger thing, but I will soon look into it, I think. I guess in a few weeks or something like that would be my guess. But as you can see, I'm going in parallel with different things. Anyway, so this was working. So we got rid of the... Let's stop here. Do you know how to unjoin? You then go into edit mode and then select the faces or the vertices that you want, and then you right click on it and then separate, and then it will be separated out into its own again. By the way, it would be nice if the blueprint would also record what mod the fireworks from. Yeah. Yes. That's also something I thought about. We or at least at least the mods need to be listed in the blueprint, so you can at least see what mods were is used in that blueprint. Yeah, of course. That would be nice. I think I have it on the to-do for a long time. At least so you can say you get a warning saying, oh, you loaded this blueprint, but you're missing this and this and this mod, for instance, or something like that. That would be nice. Then I could make a tool that makes a list with all the mods that got used. Yeah, exactly. But that's like, the game should really do that on its own. And I have a to do on it. It's just a matter of, you know, getting to it really. Okay. So, removed all usage of menu content view in map essentials. That's yeah. Oh, so let's see. Project, and now we need to go to. So it's also used in here, this one. Let me see. What? Okay, so this one is okay. Yeah, okay. We don't want that. So I think we can just unpack it, because it doesn't have to be a prefab, the first one. It is already a prefab. It doesn't have to have a prefab up here. And then again. And then again. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Because it is actually a... Yeah, okay. So it should maybe be a... Okay, wait a second. What if we do like this? If we go back here. Okay, let me just undo this change. I know this bit is a bit boring, I know, but it has to be done. So replace and keep overrides, and then we say UI container. Huh? Can we do that? No, we can't. Break. Okay. So what do we do? Hello. Yes, Xenox 36. Hi. Thanks for... Oh, thank you. Let's just do a little highlight of that. Woo. It's that's another feature of Melt Studios here. Oh, maybe I should... where is that? It's here. Maybe I should actually take it up a bit. So message highlight. Let's do... So it shows up. I could also have it over my head over here. Now it's not at least over the chat, so it's fine. Oh, we could also have it. Coming down from the top, maybe. No, this is fine. That's fine. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so what do we do with this one? What do we do? What the hell do we do? at least it should not come from this one. So I'd rather just have it be its own thing. So let's at least unpack it so it doesn't have a reference to this menu view thing, because that doesn't make sense. So now that is gone here, and we can go to project, and we have the main menu. And what do we have here? See, I think it's soon coffee time. Let's see. Okay, there's a lot of, okay, so all of these are but why are they views? Let's see here. So workshop. Okay, so we have, okay, so this is the single player thingy, and so why do we have double here? There's no reason. So okay, so both this is a menu content view, and this is one. That is stupid. Okay, that has to be cleaned up. Okay. Let me just from content to bing, bing. But it's funny how let's see. It's funny how little viewers we have today, right? Kelsa, that's weird. I think I started too early, simply. It doesn't matter. Cozy stream. It's just a bit weird. And I even put it in the streams on the Discord, you know, that I usually forget. Maybe that was the problem, that I did it right away. Maybe that was the problem. But anyway, this needs to be done anyway. Okay, so all of these views here, they need to be fixed, because they are all menu content view for some odd reason, and all of these are also, which is also. But are these actually okay? So they are yeah, okay. But yeah, okay. Okay, I can also see a different way we could do this actually. Because right now I have this flow control, because we have to be able to go into create host, which goes to another page and then go back again. But why not? Why don't we just have UI tabs and then have different containers? One for got join code, one for create host, and one for hosts, basically, which is the one we are on right now, which would be the first selected one. And then refresh, of course, be a button near this hosts panel. Then we could get rid of that back button. That is also really a weird navigation thing. Okay, but I'm not gonna change that right now. But I think actually to be able to continue fast, I think I will just unpack all of these so they don't rely on this one, because I'm gonna redo this anyway. This navigation is gonna be redone anyway. So basically what I was thinking, if you go on here, so I was thinking the main UI should be something like we have the fireworks Mania. Okay, we don't have that when we do this. So my idea was actually to make a much more common, UI thing, where we just have, like we have in the inventory, basically, with some kind of damn it, some kind of buttons or tabs or whatever up here. Maybe some special thing out here for social, whatever, and some let's get out of here and exit the game thingy. And then, so if we do like this, so all of these down here, single player, multiplayer, blah 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 blah, that would go up here in the top. This one would be gone, and this over here would also be gone. And we have just up in the top, we would have single player, multiplayer, workshop settings, maybe news, and then quit would be that little button up here. We can do it like, let's say quit, say single player, multiplayer. It will be the same. It's just a matter of what. Nope, don't do that. Oh, damn it. Come on. I'm just sharing my thoughts here, but it's just the setup basically like all other games have. Really, it's not really that special. And then maybe a news or something that I don't know. Change lock, news, whatever. It's not that important, but basically something like that. So I have that up here with some tabs similar to what we have in the inventory. And that would give us much more room down here to host games, pick maps, stuff like that, and to show more workshop stuff. And then when you, for instance, when you go into the settings, like today, you will have this menu with next to here, so it will look like something like this. Again, I picked this way of doing it on purpose because I like this kind of navigation style here, but it takes up too much room now. In the beginning, I was like, we don't have a lot of settings, don't have a lot of things, so we can fill up the screen with the stuff, but more stuff is being added now. So instead of having these game display, audio control, blah blah, instead of having that here, I would just have it show up as a second line up here. So it would be down here, and then have something like, so when you select the settings, let's say we have selected that one, I'll make it blue just for now, or green. And then we have something that is, it would be some other color, maybe, or maybe the same color, I don't know. something different. Then we would have like game. We would have display, whoops, controls, something like that, and so on and so on. So I don't know if we can we select, can we background? Yeah, okay, so we do like that, and then this one. Okay, so maybe we should do it more with the, okay, we cannot, fine. So something like this, and then you selected this one, boom. So we've selected this one, and then display stuff goes down here. It's a super common thing. It's not unique at all, but I think that's more what I want to go for. And that also means that if you, for instance, selected multiplayer, if we just copy this here. So if you selected, let's say we did here, did that then, and we selected multiplayer, then these down here would be hosts. It would be create host, and does it have join code or something like that? And then we could have the navigation like this. So it would be the same, right? Because right now navigating the settings have this navigation, but then when you go into multiplayer and navigate between create and host list and stuff like that, it's another kind of different navigation. And this is exactly what I mean by aligning the UI experience, you know, so you kind of can count on how it works, if that makes sense. One problem though, and I don't know, because you could argue that we should do the same in the inventory then, but let's take that when that comes. But at least the main menu I would like to change to something like this, because it would be more, I think it would be easier to navigate. Anyway, I guess, yeah, okay, 0 viewers, nobody is here anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, there's actually 0 viewers. Okay, cool. Okay, good, cool. So now I'm on all by myself. But let me just do something here. Twitch. Here you go. Isn't there some view count of viewers? You can see here, like that. Boom. Yes, and we can have, I think there is a YouTube one too. Yes. View count, yes. Okay, API key, we don't want to do that. Ah, it's always right there. Yes, viewers. Oh. So maybe I can see it here. Live stream latest. Yeah, okay. Latest just here. Problem is I have 2, so maybe I should, but I cannot see the difference. So I can do like this. I don't know. Anyway, it's not working anyway. It's not showing anything. Anyway. Should this one? Oh, okay. Anyway, so what I was trying to say is that I'm gonna redo this main menu at some point anyway. So right now, to move on, even though now I spent like 20 minutes just talking about what I want to do, I think to make things simple, I think I'm just gonna unpack this and unpack this one, because I think that's okay for now, because they will keep all the settings here, so it will still work and everything, but we get rid of this dependency on this one. And then, as I say, I know I'm gonna redo this anyway. So let's do like that. Because this navigation is whack. And I also had a lot of problems with it. Not necessarily technical, but I never really liked that create new host navigation thing, to be honest. It's complicated to do code-wise or maintaining it in here because I need to have some kind of, I need to have this flow controller and have some different flow of going back and forth. Completely nonsense. But it's much simpler with this new one. I think we're gonna like that. Anyway, let me try and unpack all of this. And then we take a look at this one. And that's the UAPN, so this one should be its own. This one. So unpack. I think this is the easiest way of doing it. Unpack. Okay. So let's see. What about now? So reference in project. So no reference in hierarchy or anything. Perfect. Okay. But then let's try and delete it. And let's try and run it and see if it works. And then I think I will stop the live stream and do some coffee and put on some actual good music for myself and then continue. It's really weird streaming for 0 viewers. I haven't done that in a long time. Special. Anyway. Let's see. Okay, so single player. Yes. Okay, perfect. See, that quit thing, we also need to have a, are you sure? Yes. But I will do that when I change this anyway. Okay. This is gonna be good. Okay, cool. Boom. So menu content view prefab. So yet another one. Let's go. Okay, but I will end the stream now. Whoops, let's see. I will end the stream because nobody's watching anyway for today for some reason. Again, I started too early, I think. Let's do a quick top hours here to see, which is funny that I just put this on again today when it's the day when nobody joins. By the way, this one, I think I will change it to, I don't want to show badges. We just go with this one. Okay. Cool. But that's it. See you in the next one. Bye bye then.